So you wake up to this scene, and you realize that you remembered a couple of things. Do you remember what you perceived at the keep the last time?
Borden, how long was I out?
Uh, Rob, how long was he at?
He was out for by the time he got back, he was out for like almost 4 hours altogether,
Okay.
before he became conscious again. But then you guys had taken him to the church, and the other cleric, Jaxo, put him into a healing like trance. So he was back down, and he was down for, let's say, another like 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay, so I woke up at some point already.
Yeah.
You woke up and you realized that you weren't by the keep,
Right, right,
right?
right.
But
And I was like, okay, it's cool to sleep again.
yeah, but then they put you in a healing trance, so like you couldn't wake yourself up if you wanted to.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, while you were out, I've been healing people and mixing selves, and I've got 10 selves that we can take with us.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice work. Probably wish that we had one of those back when I was dying.
Yeah, yeah. But now, now we do.
Well,
for when
here's
we
the
go
thing,
back.
Vin. You were at 8 health. I don't know if anyone would have healed you for 3 hit points,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
and then you got one shot. Which was it?
So,
Yeah. So
how do we do against those skeletons?
Oh, we ended up killing them all. They're all dead.
That's good. Good to hear. Do we get anything cool?
Well, we got a bag full of these
a
herbs,
half
which
So has it been
bag
working
full,
out?
a half
be
a bag
honest.
full, and I was using them to heal people. We didn't find any like treasure or books or anything like that. We found some gold, but we split that up. We put some gold in your pocket. Don't worry.
Great. So I seem to remember trying to figure out what those things were, and I knew a little bit about them. I remember reading about them, so I kind of wanted to try to follow up on that and figure out what the hell is going on over at that keep. Rob, what do I know?
Okay, so what you know is that the level of the level of sort of coordination and the amount of skeletons you guys ran into, right? Because mostly skeletons are kind of mindless. They just like amble around, and like even if you blow like a flugelhorn really loudly, like they can't hear, right? So something had to direct them to come out of the keep, right? So you know that something is sort of directing them. You also know that the only two things that can direct this mass amount of skeletons for now, because that's all you know, that's all you guys have seen, right? Is either a lich, right, which is an undead, right, or a necromancer, like a very high level necromancer. Right? Those are the only two things that you know of and that you've read about that can do something like that, right? And you also know that a lich is something that you guys can't handle right now,
Okay.
right? So
And probably a very powerful necromancer. I know we couldn't handle either.
yeah, like a powerful enough necromancer that can raise that many undead. It's either it's a bunch of necromancers together, or it's one who is like in charge of them all. Either way, you guys probably Vin, that you can't take them on.
All right, so Borden, there's probably a really powerful group of necromancers controlling the skeletons. Too powerful for us to take on. Boom! Information shared.
Great. So I'm gonna do
Task
this.
completed. 5 XP.
I'm gonna do this really, really quickly so I can get you, Vin, caught up on XP. So, Borden, this is while you were doing all your rolls on getting healing salves, right? Then those two rolls were the 17 allowed you to realize that there is a library in town, right? The 11 was a persuasion roll to get somebody to take you there. No one is gonna take you there, so you walk there by yourself. You're a little like wary of like the roughness of the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or would your character be wary of the roughness of the city?
I mean, he would go anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah, once he's out there and no one's looking, he'd be pretty freaked out.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you finally make it to the library. You enter. Give me another perception check. Oh, awesome! Damn it. That's great. I mean, that's great. So you look
What do I
around.
see in the library? What's going
Yeah.
on?
So, Ben, what you notice about this library is it looked bigger from afar, but you notice that the library is only one small wing of these group of buildings, right? And the group of buildings look to be like possibly some like government function. You're not really sure because you haven't checked it out, but you were like getting your hopes up that there's like for some reason this backwater town or this backwater city had like a huge library, and then you're a little disappointed to find that the library is not as big as you had hoped it to be, right?
Gotcha.
But when you walk in, so you walk in and it looks like kind of a normal library. There's stacks all the way around, right? All the way on the outside walls, and then there's stacks in between of books and stuff like that. And then there's also just piles of books that aren't in the stacks themselves, right? Like that aren't in the bookshelves themselves. So you walk up into this library, you close the door, and you look around, you notice that it's bare. Like there's like no one in here. And on your perception check, you realize that there's like a small man, sort of small. You're not sure if it's a man. You're not sure if it's a man like on his knees, like putting books away or what, right? And you see him sort of from the distance. What do you want to do?
I guess I'm gonna like grab a book off the shelf and sit somewhere and kind of stare at him rudely and try not to get caught.
Okay. Okay. So you sit.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by who this person is, but I'm pretty wary of everything going on in this town right now, and I'm just sort of awkward anyway.
Okay. Do you just pick up any book?
Well, give me some books that are on the shelf near me.
Okay. The books that are on the shelf near you is How to Be Brave When You're Not Really Brave, How to Fake the Funk Until You Make It. And the last book that's like right immediately near you is Pendragon, Fiction or Fact.
I'm gonna grab Pendragon because I deem those other two to be completely irrelevant to my needs because I'm just that unself-aware.
Okay, so you start reading Pendragon, Fiction or Fact, and you're sort of eyeballing this character, and all this character is doing is sort of like moving back and forth between the bookshelves, and like sometimes he'll take a book out, look at it, and then put it back, or like take a book out, go to another like bookshelf that you can see, and then like take a book out of it and then put that book in, and then move the other book to the other side. So that's all he's doing, like going back and forth.
Alright.
And he's wearing robes and stuff. Like it doesn't look like he's wearing any armor or anything like that.
Alright. I mean, my end goal here, I guess, is to figure out whether it's a lick or a necromancer or a group of necromancers over there. Like, is there any history or connection to one of those things, right?
Right.
Does this guy look like he, like, belongs here?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
Alright. I mean, do I have a way of searching out this topic on my own? That's what I would like to try first.
Yeah. You can start walking toward the stacks and just looking around. Give me another perception check. Okay. You sort of look around. You find a section about like lore, but you can't find any actual books. Like for some reason, like you're either like looking over the book or something, but you can't find a book specifically on that. At that point, this person who had been sort of doing their own thing like walks up to you, and he says, "Well, hello. We don't see many people in here. How may I help you?"
I say, yeah, I can tell a town's full of a bunch of illiterate idiots.
Well, I wouldn't say that for sure, but I would say that there are people who don't really like the arts.
I gotcha. I'm sort of regretting saying that already. I'm looking for some books on a kind of weird topic. Interested in reading about necromancers.
Oh.
You know,
And he looks at you and he whispers, he's like, "Are you a dark mage?"
Alright.
And he has like this very mischievous look. And as he walks up to you, you realize that this is pretty much a gnome.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna try to bluff him.
All right.
I'm gonna say I've been dabbling.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check.
Wait, hold on. Actually, before I do that, what do I know about dark mages? Like, what do I know that would enable me to?
Sure.
You know-
I mean, you know that dark mages. There are a couple of different types of dark mages. There's the dark mages that deal with demons. There's the dark mages that deal with undead. Right. You know that, like the ones that deal with demons have to like draw these elaborate like diagrams on the ground to like form like a power circle. The more powerful the wizard is, the more powerful demon they can call, right? And then they enter contracts with the demons, right? And then they're linked with them, right? You know and this is all stuff that you've read, and then you know for the undead ones that like those don't enter contracts with the undead. They just like can raise like, for the most part, what you've heard of is, or what people have written about is, they can raise like the undead. They can raise like the undead as in like zombies or skeletons, depending on the decomposition of the body. They've also been known to be able to reach back and bring forth like the spirit of the dead and talk to them.
All right. So
And kind of hold them in thrall also.
So I just rolled my oh wait, no, I did this wrong. Hold on a second.
Wait, what was that?
What do I roll for to bluff?
You would do persuasion, but I'm just gonna give you that roll +1. Either way, you crit.
Okay, I got
and then
21.
yeah, so you
So
say
I'm gonna
that.
persuade him that I'm dabbling and I'm interested in learning more.
Okay, so you say that, and he's like, "Oh my, I didn't know that there were dark mages around still." Well, let me tell you, the last dark mage that was around, you know, from what I heard, he was up in that keep over there. So, you may want to talk to the guy in the keep. I don't know if he's still alive. He doesn't come out anymore.
When did he stop coming out?
Well, I've been in this city for maybe 70 or so years. I was part of the group that migrated from Old Osteria. Oh man, what a sight to behold, that old city. That old city was great. But I was there, and then we moved here, and he was part of the group that put up that keep. And he used to come out fairly regularly until it was found that he was a dark mage. And once it was found, people started turning against him, and he stayed in that keep. But he should be dead now. He's a human, and he was fairly old when we saw him, so he should be dead unless he found some powerful spell that kept him alive.
That's too bad. It sounds like it's not likely that I can turn to him for tutelage.
Well,
Is there any chance you would know his name so I can learn more about him and maybe find a way of contacting someone else that can teach me?
sure. His name, if I remember correctly, it's been a while. His name was something like Roderick the Dark?
Roderick the Dark.
I believe that was his name. It's something with an R. Roderick. You know what? He has a treatise in here somewhere, and he like runs away. But he's like fairly close to the stack of books that you were actually looking at. And he pulls it out. He's like, yes. Here it is. Roderick the Dark. You would think a fellow with the name Roderick the Dark would tip people off before they started getting mad at him, right? And then he hands you the treatise.
All right. Mind if I borrow this for a little bit?
Oh, sure. Everything in the library is for people to take, and as long as you bring it back in a good condition, there won't be any problems. And as he says this, like, you sort of like think like, what problems can a gnome give me? But you do realize, like, around the back, you're now realizing that they're like these big like metal golems, sort of just standing there. And you
In the back of the library?
At the back of the library, and you realize that this gnome is probably a tinkerer and like can make stuff.
Interesting.
So yeah, and then he's like, oh, but if you're interested in that keep, you might want this other book. And he runs away again, and then pulls out this other book and gives it to you, and it is basically a book on the history of the magical keep, is what it's called.
Oh, this is great.
History of the magical keep of Osteria. It was written by someone named Tristorin.
All right, this is great. This should help me. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. He's like, yeah. Anytime I can share knowledge. He's like, oh, wait, hold on. I got one more book. And then like he runs away, and he comes back, and he's like, and it's the how to fake it until you make it book. And he's like, I know. And he winks at you and gives you the book.
All right, I stammer out a thank you. I'm a little caught off guard by that. I'm gonna take all 3 of these books.
Okay. You take all those books. Give me 6 rolls. D20 plus D20 plus 4. Actually, give me 3 rolls of D20 plus 4, and give me 3 rolls of D20 plus 4 again anyway for Arcana. So give me just 6 rolls of D20 plus 4. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, great.
How are those?
So that was decent. You didn't do too well on a couple of them, but okay. So for the most part, you gathered the information that you need. So I'm just going to tell you the information, and then you can relay this to the party, and then this will sort of end your side quest, and I'll just give you XP.
Chris says to ask him if he has anything for sale.
Oh.
Yeah, but you don't know that. Chris can't talk to you right now.
Yeah, fair enough. I cannot borrow your wisdom, ghost.
So what you learned from the first thing, like,
Were those reading checks?
Yeah.
That was me sounding it out?
Yeah, pretty. No, so basically what happened is, like, because some of them, like, the books are written in a way that, like, sometimes you can read a book and not actually understand what it's trying to say, right? And so these are checks to make sure that you actually understand the deeper meaning.
Gotcha.
All right, so you did fairly well. So what you learn from the one that was written by the guy Roderick the Dark, right? You learn that he was a dark mage, and they used dark magic to put up the keep, right? Using stone and stuff like that. And at the time, you also understood that they were working in conjunction with other wizards to keep this place alive. Because even the dark wizards didn't want orcs overrunning the place, because then it makes it harder for them, right? And he writes this like all in the treatise, like why the dark wizards actually were helping everyone else was because it's like, it's easier to kill like people and reason with people than it is to kill and reason with orcs, right? And that's pretty much why. And then like it was easier for them to enslave the orcs possibly, or the goblins, to like attack the people, and that the people will always gain wealth, and then they would be able to take it from them, right? But these are like all hidden meanings that isn't evident in the reading. In the reading, if you read it like plainly, like the first few chapters you've read, you were just like, oh, okay, so they built this keep using dark magic. Oh, here's the spell that they kind of used. They mixed it with this other thing, right? But then, like, reading deeper, you understood, like, sort of the mentality, right? And within that, he talks about, like the magic, the amount of magic that he used was considerable, and it, like, really shortened his lifetime, and he understood that he was about to die soon, and that he was researching something else related to keeping him alive within the keep, right? And he needed test subjects to do it, right? And the way it's written in the actual thing was like, oh, you know, volunteers are needed to upkeep everything around the keep because, like, you know, since it was done by magic, like, we have to make sure, right? So, like, it seems very innocuous when you read it without the deeper meaning, but you understand that that was the deeper meaning.
Okay.
Right.
How long ago was this?
He wrote this like maybe like 45 years ago, like 5 years after the keep.
Okay, so it's only been like a generation. People
Yeah.
have already done this shit.
Yeah.
This town is a bunch of illiterate morons.
Right. But the thing is, like, there, like, as far as you can tell, there might be no other wizards right now because it might have been wizards were pushed out after they learned that he was a dark wizard. Right. So, like, they sort of turned on him. And so, like, that's what you get from his treatise, right? On the history of the keep, written by Tristorin, you realize upon reading, like, it's very bland. It's like, this is how many soldiers were in the keep. This is how we defended it against the invaders, and blah blah blah. And here's some of the tactics. And you realize that the person who wrote this was like a knight or someone high in the army of Osteria when it was written, right? Because he talks about tactics and numbers and, like, the amount of food that they needed, the amount of people they saved, and stuff like that, right? Upon deeper reading, you understand that you read in between the lines and you realize that this guy was actually in like sort of like, you realize, like, the numbers were off in terms of, like, the amount of troops needed. So you realize, reading the two together, that this guy was in cahoots with possibly in cahoots with the Dark Wizard to keep the keep, like, to keep the keep up, right?
Keep them supplied with fresh meat.
Yeah, and stuff like that, right? And like, you realize, like, he talks about, like, oh, this expedition that we went on, like, we lost like 40 soldiers, but you're like, wait, the math doesn't work out and all that stuff, right? And, like, no one else, like, really, yeah, right? And he talks about, like, basically like, how the keep has sort of, like, helped the region, it's kept it safe, but he also talks about, like, in this thing, which is about 8 years old, or 8 years, or 42 years old instead of 45, so it's, like, written 3 years after the other one, right? Like, near the end, he talks about, like, the future of the keep, right? And it seems like all rosy, but upon deeper reading, it seems like he misunderstood what he got himself into, right? And that something might be brewing inside the keep, and he is going to try to find out what it is. And if anyone reads this that can decipher this, if the keep has fallen, it means that the Dark Ones, as he calls them, the Dark Ones have succeeded, and that the town of Osteria should move away from the keep, or the keep needs to be obliterated.
And so this guy was helping them unbeknown?
He was helping them, like, you read the thing, and he was helping them because he thought that they were, like, you could tell as you're reading that it was written at different time periods. Like, the beginning part seemed to have been, like, his journal that he decided to publish during the war, right? And then sort of, like, the middle part of the book was during, like, the immediate aftermath, during the Euphoria phase, where he was just like, oh, like, we need these extra soldiers. He was in cahoots probably with the wizard, because that's what the wizards were telling him, right?
Okay.
And then in the
And then he
last
came
part,
to regret it.
Yeah.
And tried to get the word out to stop it, but probably didn't succeed in time.
yeah, and the reason he made it all cryptic was that, like, if someone was able, like, was just perusing it, like they might not read that deep into it.
Right.
Right, because it like otherwise, if you just read it, it sounded like it was painting a very rosy picture.
Gotcha.
Right, like oh, the keep is strong. Like as like the recruits keep coming in. You know, like soon Osterion will be strong again, and blah blah blah.
Cool.
Right. So yeah, so that's all the stuff that you learn about the keep, right? And then you head back to the church. And as you head back, you see like two horses sort of like stabled outside that weren't there before. And you find it weird because most people, when they're brought in hurt, aren't brought in horses. They're brought in like stretchers, and like horses like usually are like the higher end town guard has the horses, right? So as you enter the church, you see Borden sort of like in the back. He had just finished healing somebody up, and you see these two men talking to Jaxo, and then Jaxo with his one good arm pointing to Borden, and then looking at you, and then pointing to you.
Jaxo is the priest there?
Yeah, Jaxo is the priest there, right? And you realize that these two guys are from the town guard.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna put my books in my bag if I haven't done that already.
Yeah, you had them. You had them in your bag. Like you weren't reading it. Like you had like sort of read it on your way out, or you read it in the library, and then you put them in your bag and you came
Great.
back.
Is the old lady still here that I spoke to when we first came here?
No, she left that day.
Okay. So I can't remember. Did I get her name?
No, you did not.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to approach Jaxo. I'm going to act like I don't notice what's going on. I'm going to approach Jaxo very, like, more friendly than we've been. And just say, hi, I was wondering what happened to the woman that was here that I was talking to the other day. I was hoping to follow up with her and spend some more time with her. Like as though I'm just a very compassionate person and I'm just here to visit the sick.
As you do that, the two guards walk up to you, and they say, "Excuse me, gentlemen, are you the one that is known as Borden Morsk, a cleric of Torm, and Jimmy Adams? How do you say this name, sir?"
It's pronounced Adams.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, then why is there not a U there? I don't understand. Okay, anyway.
Apostrophe is implied.
So, are you two the ones we're looking for?
Yes, we are. I am Borden Morsk.
I am Jimmy Adams. How can I help you?
Great. So we had two of your companions go out earlier, and we're sorry to do this, but two of your companions went out earlier to help a caravan that was in need. It seems like they're fighting out there. I don't think they need any more help, but something else has come up in the city.
Oh? Is there something we can help with?
We were hoping that you could. You see, what happened is, like, last night, a slaver was killed. And what we didn't know, and I guess what whoever killed them didn't know, was that he had a gang from outside the city. And they are now threatening the city. Now we... the problem is we can probably hold them off outside, but there's a group of them on the inside that we need help putting down.
How many people is it?
It seems that there's probably about like 6 of them.
All right, I'm in. Count me in. Jimmy, what do you say, old chap?
This seems like the kind of thing we should probably doing with the other guys, don't you think?
Yeah, well, if they're off fighting another battle, they're off fighting another battle, and I personally don't back down from a challenge like this.
Oh, no, neither do I. Neither do I. I'm in. Totally. Totally.
I knew I could count on you, Jimmy.
Great. If you two gentlemen could follow me, and he nods at Jaxo and says, could we perchance take them? And Jaxo says, that's fine. And you guys head out with them?
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so you guys head
Going
out.
right along.
So you guys head out with these two guards. You notice one is actually one is wearing a helmet, but is sort of slim in frame. And then you notice you hear her say something to the other guard, and you notice that it's a female.
Okay.
So it's one female guard and one male guard.
Okay.
So they offer their horse to Jimmy. One of the horses to Jimmy. And the female stays on the other horse. And the other guard looks at Jimmy and says, listen, we've had dealings with wizards before. Every wizard we've known wants to ride a horse. So you can take my horse. We're gonna go at a slow pace anyway, and I'll stand here talking to Borden.
Yeah,
by the way, I'm
totally.
sorry.
I want to ride a horse. That's what I want.
I forgot to introduce myself. I am Yostith. I am the sergeant of the Western Quarter of Guards, and this is my Corporal Vesta. And
Well,
she just looks at you and just nods her head.
I greet them warmly. Will you guys be accompanying us on this adventure?
Yes, we will be helping you out.
All right.
Good to
Excellent.
hear it. Good to meet you both.
Yeah, and you notice that they're both wearing fairly heavy armor, decked out in the city's coat of arms and stuff like that. You notice the guy Yostis has a shield and an axe, like a broad axe,
Okay.
right? And you notice that the female has what seems to be a possibly two short swords, or a short sword and a dagger. You couldn't really tell, right? And she has a short bow.
A short what? Bow?
A short bow
Okay.
slung around her. Okay, so they head you guys out to this area, and as you walk up, you notice that there's some sounds of fighting, a lot of yelling, right? And they've taken you to sort of the western quadrant of the city, right? And as you're there, you also notice that there are a lot of guards that have been fairly wounded. And you do also notice that there are some non-guard looking like people, but well armored, also either wounded or dead.
Okay.
On the streets. So as you move through the streets, the amount of guards that are actually on the streets sort of start thinning out. Right? And at this point, Yostis hefts his axe in his hand and sort of readies it, and the female unslings her bow and just starts riding with the bow in her hand.
Things look pretty grim here. You should have contacted us earlier.
Yeah, we tried to handle this ourselves, knowing that we already asked for your group's help already today. So we didn't want to bother you all again, especially knowing that one of your party had been fairly injured outside the keep.
That's fine. We're all very capable of handling ourselves.
Oh, well, that's really good to hear. Basically, where we're at now is we're starting to enter no man's land, so you guys might want to start getting ready. We know that there's only about 6 of these rabble-rousers left. The guards back there have formed a cordon to make sure that they don't escape, but we just don't have the manpower to go in and grab them and get them.
Okay. What is the name of this gang of slavers?
We actually don't know. We only knew that there was a slaver.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
What was
these
their
are
goal in being here?
Wait, say again?
What was their goal in being here? Like, are they here to kidnap people? Or?
No, so the slavers' goal was to kidnap people out of the town. Recently, the head slaver was killed, and his minions have risen up, and the town didn't know that there were more of them.
Gotcha. So they were here. They were successfully here in secret, but they ditched the idea of secrecy when they started rioting.
Yeah, they did because they were still here, like what they thought was secret, but they really weren't because the town knew about it. They just didn't have the manpower or couldn't find out where he was to kill him. But like a night ago or so, like he was killed. He was actually killed, and then so the city was like great, and then but then his followers had risen up because they didn't know that he had more followers.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So a mission of simple revenge, it seems.
Yeah. And he had like a slave camp outside the town, and you can hear like at the gate there's like more sounds of fighting. You're maybe like a few yards from the gate, but you're maybe like 100 yards from the gate, but you can still look up and see at the wall, and you can see guys like shooting bows like down.
Okay.
And stuff like that. And so you guys enter like sort of this no man's land. You see people like just shuttering up their houses, right? They see you coming and they see like the insignia of the guard, and they just start shuttering up their houses.
Okay.
Right. And here, I'll draw this out for you.
Yeah, and I'm drawing out my weapon too.
Okay.
I'm getting ready for combat.
Okay. So,
I have my bow staff out.
Yeah. So we're level 1 still right now, right?
yes.
Okay.
Oh. Why can't? Okay, that doesn't. Okay, let me see if this works. Ah, there we go. Okay, so you're like going down this like fairly long You're going down this like fairly long thoroughfare.
I'm not seeing anything.
You're not?
Oh, now I am. Okay.
Okay. So like you're going down this fairly wide thoroughfare.
Which end are we on? Are we on
You're
this
on
end?
here.
Or
Check this
this
out.
end?
You guys are here. There's
Oh.
and
Look at that.
There's Jimmy on his horse.
And look at that. There I am.
It's a little version of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have like your two. I just call these people unknown, but you just have like these two guys with you. So the guy walking is ahead. The one that has the shield is ahead, and he's looking like up and down, like at the houses. Like all along this are houses.
Okay.
Like all along the sides here, like all along here and here are just houses.
Okay.
Right.
But are they like flush to the
Yeah,
street?
they're flush to each other.
Okay.
On this portion of the street.
Alright. Are there like stoops or anything that we should be aware of in terms of terrain?
No, it's literally like it's like a flat wall with like doors.
With doors. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So hold on, let me actually draw some more. Yeah, I did stuff this weekend. Make this cooler. That wasn't. Okay, so anyway, so there's like this thoroughfare that you guys are coming down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you notice that like the street turns here. Like this.
Oh, check out those sprites.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That
So
is the creepiest voice.
Yeah. So you notice that the street turns right up here.
Okay.
right? And it like kind of like it'll keep going forward and then it goes to the left and right. And as you guys are sitting there, this happens. Oh shit! You might be down a man already.
Uh-oh.
Awesome.
Oh, shit.
Hold on.
This shit is for real.
I know. Holy cow! Did I
I'm
really
on
roll
it.
that? I really did roll that.
There has lies.
I got stabilize. I can stabilize death.
Yeah, you might need to. Oh god. Okay, so
Oh.
the guy that was in the front, Yostif, he takes an arrow straight
Too many.
straight into what seems like his neck, and the arrow passes through. And he brings his arm up to grab his neck. He drops to a knee, but he's still standing.
Oh, okay.
And from here, you can't tell because he's in front of you guys. You can't tell how badly he's hurt. And as he drops to the ground, another arrow rings out and hits his shield. Like as he brought his thing up, it like hits his shield. And then one more arrow rings out and it hits like the top of his like shoulder pauldron and just like ricochets off. What do you guys want to do?
Okay. Well, I holler out, "By Torm!" And then I run over to him and pull out pull out one of my healing salves immediately.
Okay, so you run here.
Right next to him. Yep.
Okay.
He's still up though, right? He's not
Yeah,
down.
he's just down on a knee, and now he has his like shield up, and he's placed his axe on the ground, and he's holding his neck with his other hand.
Okay.
But he has
Alright.
his shield up. He sees you come closer to him, and he angles sort of like the shield around you, like
Okay.
tries to like prevent you from getting hit.
All right.
And he has
I'll
like an
kneel
arrow
next to
sticking
him.
out of his shield.
Yeah. I'll kneel next to him and get behind his shield if he's offering it.
Okay. She moves here behind you, and she knocks an arrow, and she's waiting. Jimmy, what do you want to do?
Shit, I don't
At
know.
this
I'm
point, you don't see anyone.
kind of a big target on my horse here.
Yeah, she has gotten off her horse. Her horse is like right here.
I think I'm going to follow her lead with the horse then.
Okay. You get off the horse?
Yeah, I'm going to get off the horse. Did she tie hers up?
No, she just left it standing there.
Alright, I'm going to jump off mine then.
Okay. And do you want to go anywhere?
I'm going to... Which direction do those arrows come from? Do we know?
It seemed like in front of you because it hit his shield in the front.
Gotcha. So I'm just going to get in right now.
Okay. So you move here. Brian, did you want to put the healing salve on him?
If he's... Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I know
you-
it's kind of a stupid move, but if I see a guy take an arrow to the neck, I'm going to put the healing salve on him.
Yeah. So the healing salve does +2 HP for 3 rounds.
Okay.
Okay. So if he doesn't take any more damage, he'll get back 6 health.
Okay. That's fine. He took 11, right?
Yeah,
Damage.
he took 11.
Okay.
Okay. So out from... I don't have sprites for enemies. Sorry, guys. So out from... There was 2 doors right here. There was a door here, and there was a door here. From these 2 doors come out 4 guys. I'm just going to draw them as red blobs. So there's one guy here. There's one guy here. There's one guy here. Oh god, that was just bad. There's one guy here. And then there's one guy here. Roll.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, roll initiative.
Okay. What's my initiative? Plus
You
one.
have to be 15 or they go first.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, okay.
I
the
decided
guards
to
go
take a
first.
nap. Okay.
The
good.
guards go first. Great. Okay, so Yostith, who is the guy in front, he's gonna actually hold action and wait for them to come to him. And the girl in the back, Vesta, draws her short bow, and she's gonna make an attack. And she hits
Okay.
for 1 damage. So she hits this guy here. Oops. She hits this guy here for 1 damage. Like her arrow, she fires her arrow, and it seems like he's wearing fairly light armor, and it seems to like hit the side. You can see a little bit of trail of blood come out of his arm, and it like flies through the back of the street.
Okay.
Okay, so it's their turn to move. They're gonna move.
What are they holding? What weapons do they have?
Oh, okay. So this one and this one seem to be holding a mace.
Okay.
This one and this one are holding halberds.
Okay. We don't see anyone with a bow?
No, you do not.
Okay.
So hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, this one is gonna come straight up to you. This is one with a mace.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, why is that there? And he's gonna take a swing. What is your AC?
15. Oh, damn.
Oh, he hits you.
Damn.
He hits you with a mace. Which is 4d8. He hits you for 5.
Alright. So I got 8 hit points left.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is gonna walk up to this guy and take a swing. Damn, I'm rolling really well right now.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, and he totally misses.
Good.
This one is gonna walk up to here. This one will walk up to here, and then you see.
They can attack from there, can they?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, another arrow comes flying out from the back, and it hits the girl for 4 damage.
Okay.
So they see her as a threat now because she has a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Another arrow comes flying out from the back
Damn.
and hits her for 1 damage.
Okay.
Okay, so she's down 5.
Jimmy, how you feeling? This is getting pretty real.
I have really no strategic choices to make in battle. My only useful move is to whack things with my stick. So,
Okay.
so how the battle is going had little impact on my thought process.
Then it is. Oh wait, hold on. There's one more actually. Yeah, and that one. There's another arrow that comes out. It seems like it's back in these corners.
Hmm.
It's like back in here somewhere. It seems like on either side. It seems like that's where it's coming from. And that one flies, and it actually hits the head of your hammer and like takes off.
Okay.
Okay, Jimmy, it's your turn.
What did these two guys look like? The ones that are on the right side?
One has a halberd. The ones with halberd look better armored than the ones with maces, and then the other one just has a mace, and they look fairly lightly armored comparatively.
I'm gonna go after this lightly armored guy with a mace with my quarterstaff.
Oh, this guy's the one with the.
That's the one I want to go after.
This is the one with the halberd.
Yeah, I want to go after the lightly armored guy with my quarterstaff.
So do you want to stand here?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Roll for hit. D20 plus. D20 plus.
What bonus am I applying?
Nothing, because you have a proficiency in quarterstaffs,
Uh-huh.
but you get a -2 for strength. So you get 0.
Got it.
You just roll a D20.
Oh man.
Okay, so you swing at this guy, and
Swing and miss.
yeah, you swing, and it like totally misses him. It like it goes like right by him. Like he didn't notice that you were swinging at him because he thought you were farther away because you had a quarterstaff. Then like you could actually reach, and it like whizzes right by his head, and like he looks and he's like, whoa, like, and then it's like a fraction late the instinct to like duck. But yeah, you do not hit. Borden, what do you want to do?
I'm looking up Shield of Faith. I may want to cast it. That would take my turn, though, right?
Yeah, that would
Casting
take
Shield. Okay.
Hold on, let me see what you get. Let's see, Shield of Faith. I think this is you need something for this, right? Or no?
I don't think I do. Material component, a small parchment with a bit of holy text written on it.
Yeah, I said last time that you had one on you, so
Okay. Yeah.
you would have known to have one. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that you had one.
All right. It's probably not worth it in the midst of combat to cast it on myself, though.
Yeah, they also since you're casting in front of them,
Oh, I couldn't do that. Okay.
they would be able to attack you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I have no choice but to take a swing at the one in front of me.
Okay, that's
With my
that's
hammer.
also the one that's been like nicked on the side.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, D20 plus 7.
All right. All right. 18.
Nice, you totally hit him. Give me a 2d6. Six.
6 damage.
Okay. So you hit this guy, and you hit him like in that same shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and you see his arm just sort of go dead.
Okay.
And like he like when he gets hit, like he tries to bring his mace to deflect your blow, but like as he brought his mace over, like your hammer is so much heavier than his mace that like it just knocked the mace off to the side. But it also did slow down your swing a little bit, and that's why you didn't do as much damage as you thought you were gonna do. And then you hit him squarely in his shoulder. You feel like a little bit of crunching in his shoulder, and his one arm just goes dead.
All right. Good.
Okay, now this guy will go twice because he held his turn. So he is actually going to aim at this guy also.
Okay.
And
Ooh.
he had picked up his broadaxe, but also his neck is really hurting him pretty bad. And his eyesight is a little blurry. He goes to swing at him. And as he swings at this guy, like, he totally misses the swing. And, like, he was bringing it, like, overhand down, like, to chop down on him. And he totally misses. And as he misses, he, like, hits the sort of pavement. Not the pavement, but, like, the cobblestone. Like, chips a piece of the cobblestone and then breaks his axe.
Oh, no.
by the handle, and he like looks down and he's like, shit, and he like brings his shield up to him. So the guards go again. The one with the short bow is going to once again. She's actually going to move up here. She draws out a short sword, and she draws out a dagger. And she's going to make 2 hits on this guy. D4. Oh,
Nice.
D4. Okay. So she loses the dagger. She goes to swing with the dagger. And as she's swinging with the dagger, the guy hits the dagger with the mace, and she just drops it on the ground. But with the short sword, she brings that around and hits him. Hold on, you hit this guy for 6, right?
Yep. And then he took 1 before.
Yeah. Okay. So then her short sword goes and like digs into the top of that same shoulder and like cuts out, so like now there's like this huge, so like she jabbed it into his left shoulder and then brought the sword outward to the left, so you see this huge gash along his shoulder and it's just bleeding profusely, and he's sort of favoring that shoulder now. He has his mace barely up, but he's like looking up at you fairly disturbed.
Oh, he's still up. Mm-hmm. Damn.
This guy draws out a hand axe that he had on his side, and he goes to hit. And
Oh my god.
he goes to hit with the hand axe, and again he does this overhand chop, and once again hits the same cobblestone. This cobblestone is getting wrecked by this guy. And then the hand axe breaks. And then he goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And he grabs his shield by both hands.
So he doesn't have any weapons left.
Yeah. As far as you can see, he doesn't have anything else left.
All right.
It's now their turn to go. The guy that's fairly wounded with the mace, I'm not giving him bonuses anymore because he's fairly wounded. Yeah, he goes to swing for you, totally misses the guy in front of you.
Okay.
The guy who's fairly fine goes to swing at the guard, but he's holding up his shield with 2 hands, and just his mace just rings right up against the shield of the guy. This guy moves here and goes to attack the girl, the female guard, with his halberd, and he misses. He goes to stab, and she like sort of does like this like back, like sort of like that Matrix backing, and the halberd like just goes right in, like over her face.
Nice.
And then like as the halberd gets pulled back, she like raises back up again.
Okay.
And the guy with the halberd is going to attack. I'm sorry, Jimmy.
Oh no. Oh! This is not going well.
Oh god, this is a crit because it's a 20 and it doubles.
How much HP do I have? Like,
You have
am I
11.
at max
You
HP?
have 11. Yeah, you're at 11. Oh god.
Oh!
Let us know, you guys.
And you go down.
Fuck.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can. Objects. Oh, no. Hold on. How was I able to do this before? Jimmy, I am so sorry about this.
I'm pretty dead. So I have negative 4 HP?
Yeah, you're at negative 4 HP now.
Yeah, that's what I already had written on there, so that's good. Just so that
Yeah, I'm going to do. Why? Where is that thing? Hold on.
one.
There was this thing that I saw before.
You can track my HP. Add a little circle around me that says what my HP is.
No, I'm gonna do this. No, it doesn't do anything. Never mind. No, there was like a thing that I was able to do before that could put a little icon next to you that said
Yeah.
you were unconscious.
Um,
But anyway, I don't see that option anymore. I don't know why. Okay. So now the arrows come flying in. One hits. One hits, and it hits the guard for 6. The guard
Which-
that you healed.
Okay.
He
Is he
has
still-
one more. He has one more turn of 2 health,
Okay.
plus 2 health, but he is now down quite a bit. Like, so as he has his shield up and he gets hit by the mace, like the mace brings his shield down a little bit, and then an arrow comes flying through and hits him. on
He's
the
still
shoulder.
up though, right?
Yeah, he's still up.
Okay.
The other arrow.
Oh
hits,
my god.
And this actually hits the girl for 2 damage.
Okay. How's she looking?
She looks fairly good. I mean, there was one arrow that grazed her, and then this arrow also kind of grazed her.
Okay.
I mean, she has 2 like lines where like a little bit of blood is coming out, but it's nothing to be too concerned about right now. And then the next arrow comes through, and this one aims at you, and once again, like you see it coming, and you like spin your great hammer in front of you, and like it hits off the spinning great hammer shield that you've created for yourself. And you give this look like, yeah, I'm a badass. Okay, so now it's the guard's turn, and the guard is actually gonna go and try to stabilize Jimmy. He does. Jimmy, you're stabilized. The guy with the shield stabilized you because he can't do anything else right now. The girl is gonna make a stab at this dude that's still alive. Where's her roll? And hits him. 1d6. Hits him for 1.
God damn.
Okay, so she goes and like scores a line right across his cheek. That bleeds a little bit, and then he looks at her and spits at her. And now it's their turn. Fuck.
Wait, it's their turn again? They just went.
Yeah.
How is it their turn again?
Because it's the 2 guards' turn, and then it's Jimmy's turn, and then it's their turn. But Jimmy is down. 1 guard stabilized Jimmy. The other guard attacked.
I've
And
only
since-
gone once though so far.
Oh wait, yeah. Oh, sorry. It's your turn to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Do you want to attack the guy in front of you?
I don't know. I kind of think we should get out of here. This
You
isn't
wanna
going.
run? Well-
this isn't going well.
Well,
We're
one of
gonna
your
die.
guys is unconscious.
Yes. Oh, so we can't get him out of there.
Uh huh.
All right.
One of your guys is unconscious, so like getting him out is like something you won't be able to do.
Okay. All right. Do I have any like last ditch options here? I wonder if I can distract them with some thaumaturgy or something.
Let's see. Thaumaturgy does what?
I can create like a little spell effect, like I can cause like my eyes to glow or throw my voice, or maybe not
You
throw
can
my
be a
voice.
conjurer of cheap tricks.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy. Yeah, I mean, you can try to do something like that.
That doesn't sound good. Yeah. I'm not sure about this. Wait, hold on. Let me. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we don't have any choice but to keep fighting. Alright, I'll take a swing at the guy in front of me.
Okay. Roll.
Oh, man. I'm gonna die.
Oh! Oh! Dude, you get a 4d6.
Yeah, but this guy's already dead. It doesn't matter. I want to hit somebody else.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
God, look at that. That's
you pulverize him. Like the stuff that you did to the skeleton, you basically did to him. You like do this overhand chop down, and squeeze his head. His head just explodes. His eyes like just fly out, and just like you cleave down to like your hammer literally stops like halfway down his torso. That's how badly you cleave this. Like you smash this guy, and he just like. And you smashed him so hard that both his legs broke and they just like turned into jelly. So as you like smash down, like his body just crumples to the ground as like this mass just sitting on the ground with your hammer.
Does it have any effect on any of the other guys around us?
No, because they already saw one of your guys go down and one of your other guys is super bloody.
Okay. Can I with do I have any action left to give my little light hammer to the guy with the shield?
No, but you can tell him to take it off your belt at the next turn.
Okay. Will that take his whole move?
I'll say that that's just a half move for him because you're standing side by side.
Okay. I yell at him, grab my hammer.
He's
my light hammer.
He's like, good idea. I can totally try to destroy this cobblestone.
Do it anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so it's their turn. They're gonna roll. Miss. The guy with the halberd again swings like this time he's like, screw this bitch, and like swings sideways. But as he swings sideways, he hits the side of the wall, which shortens up his swing, and she just like jumps back a little bit and then jumps forward as the swing just goes wide. The guy in front of the guy hits him in the shield again and doesn't do anything. The guy with the halberd goes to like hit him, and as he gets hit by the mace, he sort of like turns his shield a little bit, and it like the halberd acts like sort of skims off the side of it. He just deflects that blow down to the ground.
All right.
But then you have so you see an arrow just like fly right over your head. Another arrow goes and flies at the chick, hitting her. For 2. Wow, she's just getting whittled. For 2 damage, and she takes another hit. This time it hits her like in her helmet, and it dents her helmet, and you see like a little bit of blood come down. It doesn't go into the helmet, but it probably like hit her with such force that it just like knocked her in the head, like and caused like a little bleeding.
How's she looking?
She's still looking fairly tough. Like she doesn't seem dazed. Like her eyes are still very clear.
Okay.
And then another arrow just flies right over everybody.
Okay.
So now it is the guard's turn. The one guard that's next to you takes your light hammer off your belt and goes to roll with that. He has proficiency in that also, so he gets +6. Oh,
yes!
Natural to the guy in front of him. And he rolls a 2d4. Yeah, he hits the guy right in front of him.
Like, that thing is only a 1d4? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, your light hammer is a 1d4.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's not even like a battle hammer, it's a light hammer.
Right, yeah.
Right, and I mean, it didn't matter. His hand axe is a 1d4 also. So, like, regardless.
Yeah, okay.
So he hits this guy with the hammer and, like, smashes it against his arm. And his arm, like, you can all hear his arm just shatter, and the guy's arm goes limp.
Nice.
Okay. So the other guard goes. She goes against the guy in front of her. She hits him, and actually she had another dagger. I forgot to totally take it out the last round. She hits him twice.
Okay.
So 1d6 hits him for 5. The guy in front of her. Hold on, let me see how many hit points these guys have. Okay. And then hits him for oops, that's not what I wanted to do. And then hits him for 4. Nice.
All right.
So she does like this sort of like she does this feint, and he totally like moves his halberd to the side for the feint, and then she like kicks off the wall and then stabs him one time like in the shoulder, and then another time like right across his face with with the short sword and the dagger that she had
Nice.
pulled out, and does a fairly good bit of damage, but it just seems to anger him a little bit. And he like looks at her like, "You effing bitch." Actually, he doesn't look at her like that. He actually says it to her. He's like, "You fucking bitch. I'll kill you." And now it is their turn. It is now the turn of the guy who said, "I'll kill you."
I wonder what he's gonna do.
And-
Oh no.
And he hits her. And yeah,
Ooh.
he hits her. She brings up her short sword to sort of like knock away the blow. And her short sword just gets knocked out from the path of the halberd, this heavy halberd, and the halberd slices across her chest, cutting through her armor, and she falls backwards as blood comes just seeping out of her.
All right.